I went into the Great Recession as an agent that was selling, 12 to 15 properties a year. I came out of the Great Recession selling over 100 properties a year. So here's what happened. I started business in 2005. It's the hottest real estate market ever, right? I get into it. I was already actually in debt for my previous business, $65,000. And so I get into real estate and I think I'm just gonna crush it. And lo and behold, I did not. My first 6 months in real estate, and at the time what was the hottest real estate market ever, I made $0. The broker actually called me into her office, sat me down and said, hey, you're not gonna make it, go get a job. And I said, what do you mean? She said, you suck basically. And I said, well, can you help me? And this is what she told me. My job is not to help me. Your job is to make me money. And I was just so floored. Life was already so tough, guys. It was already hell. Like I said, I'm $65,000 in credit card debt. I had sold my new car, bought this old junky car. I had sold my house, moved in with my then girlfriend's parents, and I'm living there feeling like a complete loser. I remember I came home one day from work, I guess somewhat early, and I caught my wife with the bills all over our living room table sitting there crying. And if you've ever been in debt or if you've ever been in a situation, it feels hopeless. And that's how we felt. And then for this broker to call me in and tell me that basically, well, not basically, but told me I don't have what it takes, I need to go get a job. It was like the tipping point basically. And I told her, no, I'm not leaving the brokerage. No, I'm not gonna go get a job, even though I was doing some side stuff here and there for money just to be able to eat. And basically I got to work. There was little to no direction in that brokerage. And like I said, I floundered and made no money for 6 months, but I started to figure it out. And then what happened is when the recession hit, foreclosures, REOs. So I went to what was at the time the #1 agent in the office. And I said, hey, what's an REO? She said, it's a real estate owned property. I said, okay, so what does that mean? She said, basically people get foreclosed on and the bank takes the house back and the bank typically will list it with a real estate agent. So you want to try to see if you can get some of those contacts. So I went home and told my then girlfriend, my now wife, and she hopped online, figured out a bunch of stuff, ended up submitting applications. Lo and behold, I got some interviews and I was able to get hired by Bank of America, US Bank, Freddie Mac, some other asset companies. Anyways, so now here I am and I have these bank accounts, and although it's a very, very tough business, I was able to generate some income. And I sold, I think it was like 109 or 110 properties in 2009. And I continued to do that for the next 13 years. Now here's what's important. The REO market didn't last for 13 years. It didn't last for 10 years, right? It lasted for a couple or maybe a few years. And I remember during this time that there was a lot of animosity towards REO agents, which is what I was, right? I was being spoon-fed listings is what they would say. Basically, you're not going out and earning the listing. The bank is emailing you saying, hey, you got our new listing. And there's so much other work that goes into it, but that was the feeling from a lot of agents, is that me and agents like me who were blessed with these accounts. Here's an example. I go to walk into the kitchen at my office and I hear a couple of agents talking about me. And before I rounded the corner, I stopped and I listened. And they said, you know, Derek is selling a lot of homes right now. He's making money, but watch, when that market turns, he ain't gonna be nothing, and he's gonna be nothing like how he was before. And I stopped. I didn't walk into the kitchen and do what I wanted to do, which was to basically tell them off or tell them, hey, that's not me. I'm gonna be a producer no matter what. And I turned around and I went back to my desk and I sat down. I said, okay, how can I make sure that I'm a top agent, not only now in this REO market, but also when the market transitions back into a standard market? And so I came up with a game plan after consulting a local title rep named Mike Arias for Chicago Title. And I asked him, I said, hey, what do the top agents do? And he told me some things, and I just automatically just trusted him with complete blindness and started doing what he said to do. And guess what? I got no results. So he said to start doing what's called farming, which is direct mail. So I sent out 100 letters the first month. Nobody called me. So, and granted, I don't have any money. I just had dug myself out of debt. And so my wife goes, gosh, how many calls did you get off of that 100 mailers you sent out? And I said, none. And she's like, what are you gonna do? And I said, I'm gonna double it. So I sent out 200 the next month. Nobody called. So what did I do? I gave up and I went and got a job. No, of course not. That's not what I did. I doubled it again, right? I went to 400 and then still nothing. I doubled it. I went to 800 and guess what? Still nothing. I doubled it again and went to 1,600. Anyways, I did this for 8 or 9 months straight, continuing to double every single month. And then eventually, it was like 9 months in, I got a phone call from a seller that said, hey, I got your marketing. Yes, let me know what the value of my home is. I would love to hear about that. Now, here is the secret to that. My wife at about 7 months in is a complete genius businesswoman, and she said, hey honey, what if instead of sending out all the other stuff that every other agent sends out, which is, hey, thinking about selling? Call me. Want to know what the value of your home is? Call me. You know, or a pie recipe or whatever it is, which granted, if you're sending that out, that's better than sending nothing. But what my wife came up with is a value proposition. She provided value up front in the letter that she designed. I started sending that out, and then like I said, within a couple of months we started getting calls, and we continued to use that letter, and it has continued to be extremely valuable, and it still produces millions of dollars of commission for agents in our office. Anyways, so the big thing is that as the REOs started to die off, meaning I started getting less and less listings from the banks, I was able to ramp up because I was already almost a year ahead of the curve as far as putting in the work and spending the money and marketing and promotion and all that stuff. And lo and behold, I never had a lull. I sold over 100 homes in 2009, and literally for the next 13 years on average, I sold over 100 homes every single year with no team and only one assistant. I'm just an agent and a brokerage there and just banging it out and selling tons of homes and helping lots of people. And it completely changed it. So if you're watching this and you're in a recession, or you feel like you're about to go into a recession, the moral of the story is that the recession can actually help you if you help yourself. You can gain market share and come out stronger, better, faster, more intelligent than you did going into it. I hope this helps you.